Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So the funny thing is, beers, wines and spirits review even. So the funny thing is, I cracked this bugger open last week. Got it from the Hopology shop in Nottingham, well, West Bridgeford. Bit of a posh shop, and took the lid off, took the thing off the lid, and it's got a bloody cork on it, and I'm thinking, oh shoot, I hate anything with corks on. And anyway, on the last review, I heard this bang. I'm thinking, fucking hell, what's that? And I'm looking behind and thinking, well, what's just gone? Something's gone. And I've had it where beer bottles have just exploded for whatever reason. And filled the gap. Don't like gaps. I was a supermarket worker. Another gap there. There we go. Job's a good one. Anyway, it's this fella. So, the cork had blown off and all of a sudden it's starting to drip. So, a forced review, and it's Lindemans Kriek Lambic beer from Belgium, 3.5%. Let's get this baby poured. I'm actually quite pleased it's 3.5%. because I've done a review of a 9.1% beer tonight and then an 8.5% beer. So one might be slightly intoxicated. So a nice, shall we say, red pour with a pink tinge of a head. Massive cherry on the aroma, love it. Now this is Lindemans Kriek. I've had Bacchus Kriek, nearly forgot, but I've also brewed cherry beer as well, Brew Firm I think the brand is. I do forget, so you know, and when you've had a drink you do forget even more. So there you go, lovely cherry aroma. And I do love a good fruit beer. For me, I'd love to see more plum beers out there. Blue Monkey do a plum stout. St. Peter's do a plum porter. Titanic do a plum porter. And they also do a Grand Reserve plum porter, which is amazing. Although slightly highly priced. It's not cheap. But both the standard plum porters from Titanic and St. Peter's are gorgeous. And they do make me want to go to a shop and buy a load of plums, especially if they're cheap, and do a stout beer and chuck a load of plums in and get the plum into the taste. I did use prune juice to make a wine, hoping that it would turn into a plum wine. What it turned into was a shit fest. You drink a pint of plum wine, prune juice wine, and yeah, I don't mess about drinking off little glasses. It's not worth it. Drink a pint of it, and then all of a sudden your belly's bubbling, and you think, oh my god, and straight to the toilet, and yeah, I'm about 2 stone lighter. But anyway, back to the beer. I do apologise for any ladies watching. It's rather uncouth to talk like that. We all go to the toilet, I know, but I do apologise. So, I've just come off the bat of an 8.5% and a 9.1% beer review, and I tell you what, because obviously both them beers are new beers to me, this is a new beer to me, and I've only sniffed it and I'm already feeling absolutely bloody bollocksed. So, cherry nose, fucking hell. That's hit me solid. Oh, the most wonderful cherry taste. Oh dear. That is absolutely gorgeous. It hits the spot. Lovely sweetness and tartness at the same time of the cherry. You know, you just think of eating cherries, but alcoholic cherries, it's just like that. Absolutely. Oh. You know, in life, sometimes you stay silent and let people get away with stuff they should never ever get away with. And I've made my mind up tonight not to let that happen. So maybe not tonight because I feel tanked. And it's only 8:30. Well, not even 8 o'clock yet. I think it's about 8. Yeah, 8:10. Jesus Christ. And that's only from 2 flipping drinks and then this. But yeah, I feel it's time to, you know, the bad people of this world need sorting out. The world we live in, you know, at times I can see why people do what they do, demonstrate, you know. And I don't agree totally with a lot of some of the demonstrations in the world, but you can understand where they're coming from. And I myself are at that precipice where I'm thinking, no, I'm not standing for it anymore. I'm not standing for certain things that have happened in the last year. And I'm going to say my piece. Whether they listen or not, I don't care. Because I know I'm right. And if I open people's eyes to some of the stuff that goes off in workplaces, and you know, I look at myself and I think to myself, was I a bad person in any of my workplaces? And 10 or so years ago, probably I took the piss too much. I've never ever been a bad person, but I've certainly been a piss taker. Someone who close to the knuckle at times, but never in a bad way, never in a way which was harmful. I always said to the people, look, whatever I say, I've never been horrible to you. It's just that's the person I am. And over the years I've changed. You know, mental health has changed me a lot, and made me probably a weaker person, much weaker. So that bullies and people like that can get a hold of me. And yeah, I think it's time, no matter what any consequences are, to stand and be counted. And I think that's the way forward. And in life, sometimes, you know, it's only when people people come to me and say, me, we don't like the way you are, you're in the wrong, you talk to people wrong. And then you look at yourself, and I look at myself, flipping heck, not on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. Am I a good person? Do I talk to people right? Am I, you know, as normal as you should be? And yes, I am, you know. And then I look at other people and think, I see where you are. And yeah, it's time to make that stand, I think. And make companies, and certainly the company I'm working for at the moment, make it known that they can't tolerate the things I've experienced in the last year. And as a 49-year-old, I shouldn't be experiencing none of it. And you know, I've seen things in the last year that I've never seen before in any job I've been in. And yeah, it's definitely time to get it sorted. But anyway, back to the beer. Bit of a off tangent thing there. Everything will come available at some stage, because there's more than, you know, I've tolerated a lot of things. I tolerated falling through a roof and nearly dying at my last job. and not putting them to the sword over it. That's coming. Obviously COVID knackered things up, and now I'm at that stage with this job where it's the protection for staff is shit, and yeah, I'm not having it. And although I'm in the last week of my employment because we're being 2P'd over, I feel that things need to be said. The truth needs to come out. And the funny thing is, the good thing for me is I have nothing to hide. Nothing. But yeah, interesting times ahead. Bloody hell. So, such a wallop of cherry. If you don't like your fruity beers, you ain't gonna like this. If you love your fruity beers, you're in heaven. And Brewfirm do a cherry beer which has a taste very similar to this. Obviously, if you pump up the sugar, maybe add a bit more yeast in as well, so not to stress the yeast, you can make a 7-8% cherry beer. And let's remember, with yeast, I had somebody from Nottingham actually say about stressing the yeast, but yeast likes sugar to turn to alcohol. The more sugar, the more the yeast responds to that sugar. Gotta say, absolute belter. Oof. God, it's nearly 8:30 already. Oh dear, oh dear. So, massive cherry on the nose, massive cherry on the taste, a true delight of a fruit beer. And for God's sakes, don't pop the top off and forget to do the corkscrew and then leave it for weeks. Otherwise, you're going to find out it explodes, just like I did in the last review. And I've got to be honest, shit the life out of me. That was cherry heaven. So, even though it was only 3.5%, and I'm glad about that, to be honest, because I feel pissed already, that was lovely. A true awesome fruit beer. Ticks all the spots when you think about, all the boxes rather, when you think about aroma, flavour, the looks, it's all there. Out of 5, for me, 4.6 out of 5. Absolutely hit the nail directly on the head. Wow, stunning beer. And that's it for this beer review. I'm feeling tanked. Gotta go in the house. Wife's going to give me a bollocking. Oh well. I'll put my head down and not say it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Stay safe. See you soon.